Hello everyone. Welcome back to fourth part of chapter Yeast Doors. My name is Chef Imraj Patil. I am working at AISSMS College of Hotel Management and Catering Technology, Pune. We will discuss various methods of bread making in this video. In the last video, we discussed first 5 methods of bread making. Those are straight dough method, salt delay method, no time dough method, sponge and dough method, and ferment and dough method. The objective is to explain following methods of bread making: continuous bread making process and Charleswood bread making process. Both are commercial methods of bread making. Let's discuss first commercial method of bread making, that is continuous bread making process. In continuous systems, the dough is handled without interruption from the time the ingredients are mixed until it is deposited in the pan. The initial fermentation process is still essentially a batch procedure, but in the continuous bread making line, the traditional sponge is replaced by a pre-ferment called the broth or brew. The brew consists of mixture of water, yeast, sugar, and portions of the flour and other ingredients, fermented for a few hours before being mixed into the dough. After the brew has finished fermenting, it is fed along with the dry ingredients into a mixing device, which mixes all ingredients into a homogeneous mass. The batter-like material passes through a dough pump, regulating the flow and delivering the mixture to a developing apparatus, where kneading work is applied. The developer is the key equipment in the continuous line. It changes the batter from a fluid mass to a smooth, elastic, film-forming dough. The dough then moves out of the developer into a metering device that constantly extrudes the dough and intermittently saves a loaf-sized pieces which falls into a pan passing beneath. The conveyor to carry filled pans in a continuous path through a pan proofing enclosures and then through the oven. A chamber oven with a conveyor that carries pan assemblies along with a roughly spiral path through an insulated baking chamber. The pan assemblies are automatically added to the conveyor before it enters the oven and then automatically moves and the bread sent at the conveyor exit point. Automatic depanner moves the loaves from the pans, either invert the pans, jarring them to dislodge the bread, or pick the loaves out of the pan by means of suction cups attached to belts. Now let's watch the video on continuous bread making process. The second commercial method of bread making is Charlotte wood bread process or CBP. Charlotte wood bread process is a process of making dough in bread production. The process was developed in 1961 by British Baking Industries Research Association based at Charlotte. The Charlotte bread process allows the use of lower protein wheats and reduces processing time. The system being able to produce a loaf of bread from flour to sliced and packed form in about 3.5 hours. This is achieved through the addition of vitamin C, fat, yeast, and intense mechanical working by high speed mixers not feasible in a small scale kitchen. Flour, water, yeast, salt, fat, and minor ingredients such as vitamin C, emulsifiers, and enzymes are mechanically mixed for about 3 minutes. The high shear mixing generates high temperatures in the dough, which is cooled in some advanced mixers using a cooling jacket. Chilled water or ice may also be used to counteract the temperature rise during high speed mixing. Air pressure in the mixer headspace can be controlled to keep gas bubbles at the desired size and number. Typical operating regimes are pressure followed by vacuum and atmospheric followed by vacuum. The pressure control during mixing affects the fineness of crumb texture in the finished bread. In typical high volume bread production, the dough is cut into individual pieces and allowed to recover for 5 to 8 minutes. Even it is called intermediate proofing. Each piece of dough is then shaped and placed in a baking tin. Then it is moved to the humidity and temperature controlled proofing chamber where it sits for about 45 to 50 minutes. Breads are baked for 17 to 25 minutes at 230 degrees Celsius. After baking, the loaves are moved from the baking tin and then go to the cooler, where about 2 hours later they are made ready for dispatch, sliced and packed if required. References used for preparing this video are Theory of Bakery and Confectionery, Google search, YouTube, and for downloading YouTube videos, keep VID site is used. Kindly subscribe my YouTube channel for watching more videos. Thank you very much.